Hey everyone, welcome back. So this is the third video that I've done so far today. The first video was on CleanSpark. That one's already live. I've just finished doing the BitDigital and DMG video for their production updates for October. That one is being uploaded right now. And then obviously now we're doing RIOT and Hut 8. One of these guys increased their hash rate, one didn't. I'm pretty sure you know which one increased, which one didn't. But we'll get into all the details. So this is their October mining production update. And as always, this is not financial advice. You know the drill here. This is for entertainment only. I'm investing in following coins and companies. For full disclosure. And if you enjoy this type of content, please hit the like button, subscribe, helps me out tremendously. Okay, we'll get into Hut 8 first here, and then we'll get into RIOT afterwards. So Hut 8 obviously is pleased to provide their production update and operations update for October 2022. Here's the main details of it. 299 Bitcoins were generated, which was actually better than I was expecting. I thought October was going to be a little bit worse month for them after Ethereum has gone away. But the average production rate approximately of 9.6 Bitcoin per day isn't too bad either. Total Bitcoin balance held in reserve as of October 31st was 8,687. Installed ASIC hash rate capacity was 3.07 exahash at the end of the month, which excludes certain legacy miners that are set to be fully replaced by the end of the year. It would have been nice to have them provide as far as which miners are going to be taken out. That way I could take them out from my spreadsheet as well. And then they produced basically efficiency of 97.4 BTC per exahash in October. Here's a quote from Jamie. We continue to optimize our fleet to drive hash rate efficiencies at our mines. Said Jamie Leverton, CEO, with a balance sheet focused approach, we continue to manage well through this bear market, backed by the largest self-mined unencumbered Bitcoin stack of any public traded company. There's a little jab at Marathon, which Marathon does have about 2/3 of their Bitcoins that are encumbered. But that's just a little jab there. And that is it. Not a lot going on here. So let's take a look at the numbers that I do have for them, and we'll get into RIOT here as well. So Hut 8 has 197 million shares outstanding, which is quite a lot. Their current stock price is 209 roughly. Market cap is 413 million. And current hash rate is 3 exahash, 3.07 exahash. Future hash rate is going to be 3.5. But if they're taking out some miners, that might decrease a little bit, and we'll see which miners could possibly be taken out. Operational, they are about 85.7% installed right now. They only have 16.6 exahash percentage left to go before they are completely installed. And their hash rate average per miner is 90 terahashes, which is kind of on the lower side of things, especially with some of the other miners right now. Their BTC HODL is really good, 8,687 BTC, valued at 171 or 170.6 million roughly. HODL to market cap is 41.32, one of the highest ones here. Mara, I think, is pretty close to that as well. Let's take a look at Marathon really quick here. Marathon is actually lower, 17.2. So Hut 8's HODL to market cap is, I think, the highest that we have on the miners. One share equals 86 cents of HODL position in it, basically. Okay, now their production so far this year. January, 308 BTC were produced, 289 in February, 345 in March. April was 309 in May as well. 328 in June. July was 330. August was 375. September, they're down. Obviously, September, they included only partially their Ethereum mining as well, which the prior months included that. That's why it gave them not only a better efficiency on the mining, as you can see here, but also produced a lot more. So September was down to 277, and then they're up a little bit, 299, and we'll take a look at the reasons why. Their efficiency obviously improved a little bit here to 97 Bitcoins per exahash compared to 90 Bitcoins per exahash in September. So that is at least a good increase there. Looking at, what else can we look at here? Obviously, they don't sell any Bitcoin, so their HODL is what it is. They didn't sell, obviously, this time around as well. We can even include that in here. And let's take a look at the miners, what they have installed right now in October. October, they ran for 26 days, it looks like. Based on my estimated revenue for them was 5.875 million. And in order for me to get to that point, I had to bump them up on the production days. So 26 days for the month of October compared to the number of days in September, which was 20.5. So this is the only reason they increased their BTC from 277 to 299 is because they were running for more days, which gave them obviously more Bitcoin to mine. Okay. So there's that number that we have. As far as institutions and analyst ratings, institutions did increase to 178 from 171, which is good. Shares also increased to 29.3 million from 28 million, which was also good. Percentage owned increase, obviously, as these increase, this would increase as well. 14.95 as expected. We still have the same strong buy and hold ratings. So 1 strong buy, 3 buy ratings, and 1 hold ratings. Price targets did go down a little bit here. For the highest, 438 compared to 440. Average went down to 332 from 363, and the low of $1.46 from 294. So a little bit more on the low side here. Okay, that's the institution side of things. Now let's take a look at the miners that they do have. And the only miners I could see them possibly getting rid of here would be the Ethereum miners are being used for something else. We do have these 77 terahash miners over here. They could be getting kicked out, basically. The other ones that might be on the chopping block would be these 84.5 terahash miners, but we'll have to see. Hopefully they provide some information as far as what they removed from their mining operations. But the other ones are 93 terahash. Those are fine. The 90, 89, 87 are fine, along with the 96. So everything else looks good there. Okay. Now going into their quarterly productions, we have them at 28 million for Q2, 39 million for Q1. Right now, we're looking at about 20 million for Q3. They're going to be reporting next week, I believe, so we'll see how close we came to that. And that gets us to our numbers down here. So we're using, obviously, the last 3 quarters, and the current quarter combined total is of 130 million, 50% net income from gross revenue, gets us to 65. I'm using the PE of 15. The only reason I'm using a PE of 15 for them is because their hash rate growth is very limited here. They have not provided any information as far as buying more miners or what they're going to be doing with all that HODL and the ATM that they have. So I have them at PE of 15, so that's still $4.96. They're at $2 something right now. That is still undervalued in my opinion. If we use the 75% net income from gross revenue, we're looking at $7.45. Still this PE of 15 if Bitcoin starts going back up in a bull run. Now, if Bitcoin does start going up and it starts breaking their all-time highs, we could see possibly Hut 8 trading at a 20 to a 25 PE ratio, if not higher. So then we're looking at $8.27 to $12.41. But that could change as the Bitcoin price goes up in value. They're going to be making more per quarter as long as they're still growing a little bit. Well, even if they're not growing and Bitcoin's jumping and doing really well, it's going to help them out with the revenues anyway. So that should improve as well. So that's Hut 8 in a nutshell. This is kind of where I'm looking at them to be. The biggest gripe I have with them is obviously not growing as fast as some of the other miners. They're sitting on a bunch of cash, on a bunch of HODL. They're not utilizing it right now. I think right now is a good time to buy miners. They are relatively very inexpensive right now. The 100 terahash miners are going for $15.50 per terahash, which is fantastic. If you can buy those right now, they would be getting, I think they could get like 7 exahash or something like that for 100 million or something like that, if my math is correct, somewhere around there. So they could obviously do a lot with the cash that they do have to grow their hash rate operations and everything else. We'll see if we get anything from them. They've been awfully quiet this bear market. We've seen other companies, well, the majority of the companies have been pretty quiet. The only one that's been an exception to this has obviously been CleanSpark. They've been buying like crazy. So that's the only gripe I have for any of these companies that are right now sitting in the bear market. They should be buying, I think. That's just my opinion. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Okay, otherwise, they're flat. We want to see production growth. We want to see continued growth. Okay? All right, let's take a look at RIOT. RIOT has done a fantastic job here in October. Let's take a look at the details. So, Bitcoin production operations update for October 2022. RIOT produced 509 BTC. This puts them in 3rd place after CleanSpark. And I'm guessing Core Scientific is going to be number 1 spot. Based on historical numbers, they're usually above 1,000 BTC. But we'll see. An increase of approximately 10% as compared to October 2021 production of 464 BTC. So that's good. They also produced more than September, which is good. RIOT held approximately 6,825 BTC, all produced by company's self-mining operations. RIOT sold 450 BTC, generating net proceeds of approximately $8.7 million. I believe I have something different for here. I think I have 458, if my math is correct. My math could be wrong. RIOT had deployed a fleet of 65,516 miners with a hash rate capacity of 6.9 exahash per second. That is a nice increase that they had here in October. And here's a quote from the CEO. October marked another month of executional excellence for RIOT, said Jason Less, CEO of RIOT. We continue to make significant progress on the expansion of Rockdale facility, where we recently completed Building G, RIOT's second immersion cooled building, rapidly deployed new miners in parallel with new infrastructure build-out, and broke ground on the first phase of development on the new Corsicana facility. This focus on solid execution of our growth plans has resulted in another record hash rate capacity this month as we progress towards our goal of reaching 12.5 exahash in the first quarter of 2023. So we're not that far away. We're only 5 months away from basically the first quarter. That's a lot of growth left for them. They're at 6.9 right now, so that's going to be another 5.5 exahash, 5.6 exahash that needs to get installed, basically. All right. Mining deployment and shipment updates. So during the month of October, RIOT received 7,385 new S19 series miners, increased its deployment fleet or deployed fleet by 9,788 S19 series with approximately 7,912 miners staged for deployment. So that's good. That'll get them approximately, what would I get them? 7,912. Oh, my brain's going blank right now. I have to do the math on it. But that gets them pretty close to where they need to be. Upon deployment of the stage miners, the company expects to have a total of 73,428 miners deployed with a hash rate capacity of approximately 7.8. So that would get them close to another 800 petahash. Yeah, 800 petahash. Additional shipments are being made from Bitmain and are believed to be received in November. Infrastructure update. I'm not going to get into this. You guys can read over this. Estimated hash rate growth. During Q1 2023, RIOT anticipates a total self-mining hash rate capacity of 12.5 exahash, assuming full deployment of approximately 115,450 Nt-miner ASICs, but not excluding any potential incremental productivity gains from the company's utilization of 200 megawatt of immersion cooling infrastructure. So this is one thing I wish they would provide. They've been doing the immersion cooling for a while. They should have this dialed in. It would have been nice to get some updates as far as how much of an incremental increase they're getting in mining or in hash rate for this operation there. I'm hoping we'll get something from their Q3 report. Maybe it'll be in there. We'll have to dig through it, see if there's anything in there about it. But yeah, I'd love to see those numbers on that. And let's take a look at the numbers that we have for them, and we'll call it a day. Been a busy day today. Okay, let's see. Where is RIOT? There it is. Right. So 167 million shares outstanding, roughly. Stock price is around $5.72. Market cap almost $1 billion, 956 million right now. Their current hash rate is 6.9 exahash. Future hash rate is going to be 12.5. They're saying I have them at 12.6. Operational right now, they are 54%. Hash rate growth is 82% left. Average hash rate per miner is 102 terahash, which is really good. BTC HODL of 6,825, valued at 134 million, which is great there. HODL to market cap is 14%, and each share has 80 cents of HODL position in it right now. Production, as far as their monthly BTC production is concerned, 458 in January. They went down a little bit in February, 436, up again in March, 511. So that looks to be like their best month this year was 511 Bitcoin in March. April, 508. May was 466, June was 421, July was 318, August 374, September 355, and now a nice increase in October of 509. They started out the year at 3.4 exahash, and they are now at 6.9, so that is an increase of approximately almost doubled their hash rate. 3.45 is what they increased by. So that's really good as well. Currently, we're looking at them making about 10 million for the month of October, with efficiency pretty low on the miners at 73 Bitcoins per terahash. And I think because they installed so many miners, that is resulting in them having a lower efficiency. Once that slows down or the build out slows down, I believe their efficiency should go up, just like some of the other miners. The other reason for this is they do have curtailment still, it looks like. That's possibly the other reason for this. Let's take a look here. And then sold. Yep. So I have it at 459 Bitcoins being sold. They said 450, if I'm not mistaken. Let's go back up here. How many did they sell? Yeah, 450 that they sold. I'm showing that they had 6,775 at the end of September. Now they have 6,825 minus the 509 that they added. Subtract that, and you get 459 is the difference. So that looks like about 9 million. So either I'm off or they're off. The number 9 is pretty close to the 0. That could have been just an error on their part, possibly, or I could be wrong. Okay, that includes all that. Looking at their miners that got installed here, I did clean this up a little bit here today just to make it a little bit easier to read. But basically the miners were running only for 19 3/4 days during the month of October. So as the winter months come in, I think that efficiency should go up closer to the full monthly run rate. But we will see. And we do have them at 10.019 million basically operational. So these are, we installed 14,600 of these miners, the 90 terahash miners. These are the ones supposed to be in immersion cooling, I believe. So we would like to see what that incremental increase is for those. And that is all that we installed, it looks like, from September. Yeah. Combine it all, we got 14,600 of these miners, which added another 1.3 exahash to them as they were at the end of September at 5.6 exahash. Yeah, so they installed 1.3 exahash this month, which is a pretty big increase for them. Now, we do still have a lot of these miners left, of these 90 terahash miners that need to get installed here through the next 5 months, along with the S19 XPs, which were supposed to be coming in. Haven't heard anything if those are being installed or not, but we do have approximately, how many do we have here? 27,000 of those that should be getting installed as well. So, going down here to institutions. Institutions did increase as well to 318 from 316. Shares increased just slightly here to 55.3 million from 54.8. Percentage owners owned also increased to, no, actually that went down 33% from 35. It's got to be share dilution based on that. There must have been some share dilution happening. Strong buy of 3, buy of 7, hold of 1 for not analytics. I'm drawing a blank now. Analysts. And then price targets are $17 for the high, $12.19 for the low. That's a little bit lower than it was for September. And the low is still at $7 right there. Now, as far as their revenues are concerned, we're looking for September quarter ending Q3, 21.6 million, possibly. We'll see how close we get to that. We're using the Bitcoin price, the average Bitcoin price for the month of September, August, and the end of July price for that. I'm using the average Bitcoin price for each month now, trying to see if I can get a little bit closer than the 6.8 and the 4.5 off that I was here. So we'll see when they provide that. That should be coming out next week sometime. And for this current quarter, we're looking at 39 million if everything stays the same. They don't install anything. Bitcoin stays where it's at. Hashrate stays where it's at. That's what we're looking at. That obviously is going to change for November and December, as we still don't know those numbers, and that is obviously going to have an impact on it as well. Okay, so based on the information that we do know, last 3 quarters was 190 million. Current quarters was 21 million possibly. Combined total of 212 million, 50% net income from gross revenue with a PE of 20. We're looking at $12.71. They are at $5.72, way undervalued in my opinion. And 75% net income from gross revenue, we're looking at $19 with a PE of 20. Now, as I've said before, for the other miners, Bitcoin goes up. I could easily see them going up in PE ratio to 30, if not higher, which we've seen it before. So we're looking at $19 to $28 possibly when Bitcoin starts going back up during the bull run. Other than that, that is it. No real qualms here. I know that they're making money on the curtailment that they're doing. They're not making money, but they're getting credits for their electricity, so it's almost like they're mining 100%, I think. But we'll see when the report comes out. 100% almost profit for what they do mine. Other than, obviously, their expenses that they have, overhead, operations, things like that. But as Bitcoin is concerned, electricity usage, it's almost zero, I believe. You're close to that. Now, they have done a great job growing here recently. They have stumbled here a little bit in the past, not much, but they are improving on that. I think that's it. Obviously, they're going to be getting to 12.5 exahash. That's great. They're halfway there to it right now. And we'll see what the next year looks like. What's going to happen after that once they get to 12.5? Are they going to be growing after that or not? I imagine they're going to be probably growing even more. They are building out another facility that's going to be 1 gigawatt, I think. So that's exciting there. But I'm rambling here, so that is it. Great job by RIOT. Nice job by the team there. One other thing. I got an email from their person in charge of... God, I'm drawing a blank. Oh, jeez. Person in charge of communications, reach out, whatever you want to call it. They asked if I wanted to interview Les. I said, I'd love to, but I don't have the time. I do this in my spare time. So I asked if I could provide them with some questions via email that I have or that you guys might have. So if there's any questions that you guys do have, put them down in the comments down below. I'll read over them. Just make sure that you guys tag it, a question for RIOT or something like that. And then I'll see if I can ask those questions. I'll put it all in an email. And if that works out where they agree to it, then I send them over the questions and we get the responses back from them. I'll do a video on it from you guys and we'll go over everything that they can provide. Obviously, the biggest thing I want to know is the incremental increases from the immersion cooling. How good is it and where did they basically land on after doing all the testing on it? But that's it. So let me know down in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. Spreadsheet, as always, available to my Patreon members. Thank you for everyone there for their continued support. Thank you so much for watching. Love you all. Have a wonderful night. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, subscribe. Helps me out. All right. Have a great night. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.